So it's a very significant question when the Samaritan woman asks Jesus at the well, "Are you greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle?" And this is John 4:12, of course, but it's a very significant question, because what she is really asking, it's not about Jacob. She's asking, do you think you are more significant than the greatest of us? Do you think you're greater, you're better than the most significant person among us, that the most important, that the greatest of ours? Do you really think that? That you're greater than Jacob, who we purport to be our forefather? And this is a question that sort of echoes through the ages, and so many times it's asked about Jesus, like, do you really think that he's better? And of course it's maybe not asked this way, but the way it's asked is, every time that someone brings up a quote against the work of God from some important person, every time, like, I don't know, someone says, "But Bertrand Russell said this and that," okay, or Dawkins said this, or Hitchens said that, or whatever, some big mouth atheists or some scientists, that, do you think your Jesus is better and bigger than the Nobel Prize winning so and so? They are asking the same question as this woman had asked here, and of course the answer is yes. He's more important. He's better. He knew better and he knows better. But actually that question is asked, and we need to have a significant answer. So much so that in reality a whole book of the Bible was written for this purpose. The book of Hebrews actually describes this, explains this, that yes, Jesus is better, that Jesus is better than the Old Testament. Jesus is better. Oh, he's better than even the angels. He's better than Moses. I mean, the Jews asked the same question, and not, after, like the Samaritan woman asked, do you think you're better than Jacob, our greatest? And the Jews asked the same question after Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, when the church had already been planted. The question was asked, do you really think your Jesus is greater than Moses? I mean, come on, we know the answer. No one can be greater than Moses. And then the book of Hebrews was written exactly for this purpose, to say, yes, he is greater than Moses. He is greater than the entire Old Testament, because he brings the New Testament to us. He is something completely different. He is greater than all the angels. In fact, he's greater than anything created, which also expresses that he is God, because he is not created. But the book of Hebrews was exactly written to answer this question, because this question keeps coming up. Do you think that he is great? And we need to have the right answer to that. And I don't mean we need to know the right answer for that. No, we need to have the reality of that answer in our hearts. That yes, Jesus is greater than any of that, than the law, than the Old Testament, than angels, than anything, than some godless philosopher, some godless psychologist, some godless scientist. Yes, he is greater, because he could comfort my heart like no one else. He could touch my life like no one else. He could help. He could put my life in order like none other, like none of those scientists could put my. Come on, they can't even put their own lives in order. They couldn't put mine in order, definitely. And and he could give me peace like none of those philosophers could, because he is in fact God. And so yes, he is greater, but I must have the reality of that truth in my life, not just be able to regurgitate the answer. Yes, he is greater because I know I learned the answer. No, I need more than that, and they need more than that, hearing that from us. So God bless your day. I trust that was a good little meditation for the morning.